aboard, man. Another episode of Bringing the Business. You know what I'm saying? We got a special show today. We got a special topic that we want to discuss. So, you know what I'm saying? We thought we'd just jump on here and get it on, man. So, as you know, I'm your boy BC, man.
Hey, it's Nick, man. Hey, I thought it's crazy because I was thinking about talking about this. I was like, man, we got to talk about this as soon as possible. But yeah, this Nick right here, man. Another episode.
Yeah, and then we got our special guest, man. Yeah, my boy Ken in the house, man. Ken is you know what I'm saying, good brother I've been knowing a long time, man. We from the same neighborhood, got a lot of mutual friends, man, and his brother that got his own show, man. Do his catering business. Got a lot of stuff he does in the community and in the hood, man, and just with his people, period. So I just thought he'd be a good another good voice when it comes to this prime time thing and this JSU. So introduce yourself for us, Ken.
Absolutely. First of all, fellas, I want to thank y'all for sharing y'all platform with me, and finding me interesting enough to be a guest. I've been checking y'all out. Y'all been doing y'all thing. Let's start with, giving y'all some flowers, bro. I appreciate y'all, open up the platform to me and allowing me to speak my piece on a situation that, I had some strong feelings about. So yeah, I introduce myself. I start by that. I'm Ken, like BC said, man, Ken. Same neighborhood, man. I'm a serial entrepreneur. If I went on about everything I did, man, we'd be here all day. But my number one business right now is my catering company, Mama's Boy Catering. You might have heard of it. I have a cleaning service as well, Big Shots Cleaning. I'm a part of one of the biggest promotion groups in the city right now, 773 Promotions. That's just a few things that I got going on. I love what you guys doing. I'm all for it, empowering the people, getting our voices heard. Man, that's why I'm here today. Let's get it going.
Nick, he got a nice game out there too, bro.
Oh yeah, I can play a little ball too.
He get out there. He got a nice one out there, man. You will get him out there and get food, man, because you would think big guy, and he was a bigger guy too, man. He
was a bigger guy.
He got healthy, man. Shedded that weight and everything like that too. So. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we had them battles on that court and everything as well.
Plenty of those, BC.
Yeah. So, in the month of October 29th to be exact, me and Nick went down to Jackson State to check out a Jackson State game. Jackson State versus Southern. You know what I'm saying? We went down there. It was a total of 4 of us. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We jumped in the van, man, piled up in the van, man. Bought our tickets, shot down there, man. Bought our Jackson State paraphernalia. You know what I'm saying? Checked out the city. Did everything, man. Enjoyed ourselves, man. Had a ball at the Jackson State game. We came back after going down there. We came back and we did a whole episode highlighting everything on Jackson State, from the band to the highlighting Southern. We did the game. We did, just highlighted everything. And to be honest, to this date, that has been our biggest show when it comes to views and likes and everything like that. Like, we got the biggest response. Yes, we got the biggest response from doing that Jackson State episode.
And we still getting comments to this day.
Yeah. And that was in October.
Because the people, it was really a thing, bro. The people really gravitated to that situation, bro. That's dope, because y'all have a different perspective, even when it spent your money and experienced that, and now it's over. So you have a different perspective that we must respect, because you actually, you invested into that. Like, that trip was an investment for you guys. You guys went and experienced that. So y'all got a whole different take on it than me just watching it from the TV and from the social media.
Right. And that's true. And that's why, and see, let me tell you something, not to go off. I right now, I don't rock with the Bears, right? And I grew up a lifelong Bears fan. And one thing about me, like you just said, when it comes to sports, music, whatever like that, if I like your brand, or I like about you, or whether you're a player, organization, or you're a musician or whatever, I spend my money, man. You know what I'm saying? I buy jerseys. I go to games. You know what I'm saying? I do this. So I
That's a
feel
fan.
like
That's a
with
fan.
the Bears, I felt, over the years just being let down. And then when it came time for you to draft these brothers and Deshaun Watson and whatever like that, you went a whole nother way with it. And so after that, I just took my hands off of it because I get too emotionally tied
Yeah,
into those
yeah,
type of
yeah.
things.
You feel like that organization ain't as invested as you are. Like
Correct.
they're not quite as invested as you are.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I understand that. I'm almost there with the Bears, man. I still love my Bears. I'm almost there.
So to kind of go, into this prime thing. So as everybody know, Deion Sanders, prime time, Coach Prime, has taken a job at Colorado University and leaving Jackson State University. So that's kind of what we coming on board to kind of discuss, whether we agree with it, whether we disagree with it, what's our thoughts on it, what's your feelings on it. And so that's what we here to share. So Nick, what you think, man?
I mean, I was on the record saying that I didn't think he was going to do it this year. You know what I'm saying? So I knew he was going to do it, but this year was kind of a surprise for me. You know what I'm saying? But listening to him, like, make that jump, and like when he gave that talk to the team, Colorado team, man, that shit was major, bro. Like, he was pretty much telling him, like, he bringing his sons. Like, off back, he bringing them. And then with the transfer portal, he bringing pretty much whoever he want. He gonna bring his sons and Travis Hunter. Them the three he bringing out back. You know what I'm saying? So it was surprising to me because I just didn't think he was gonna do it with all the HBCU and how he was bigging them up and talking about the program and just bringing HBCUs back. I kind of figured like he would stay for a couple years and just kind of build it up a little bit more and then leave. But I guess like whatever Colorado
We losing you a little bit, Nick.
table was too much for him to. Oh, okay. Can
I
you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think that what Colorado brought to the table as far as like what they offered him was too much for him to turn down. I guess they probably told him, I'm guessing, I'm not sure, but I'm guessing they told him, man, this is gonna be your program. You can bring whoever the fuck you want, you know what I'm saying, do it. And I guess, from that on, he just decided, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I know, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I know people gonna be like, man, he's sold out or whatever like that. But when you get an opportunity to go to a big program like that and to make I guess say a louder, you know what I'm saying, on that level, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Are you really selling out? Because he get to do it on a bigger form. I also say before I let anybody else go, before I let you go, Pete, I'll say this: did he do everything he's supposed to do at Jackson State already? What more can he have done?
I think so. I feel like for me, I'm right with you, Nick. I'm right with you. I wrote a whole status about because it was on my brain so heavy yesterday because sports don't usually bother me like that. I feel like it was more than sports to me. It was more of the culture that I felt like in the beginning I felt like we were forsaken. He kind of fooled us with his rah-rah speeches about being HBCU, about this being a movement for the culture and all of that. But when I thought about it, like you said, I feel like he did everything he said he was going to do. It was just in a short window. Right. It happened so fast. But I do feel that Prime leaving Jackson State, I feel like my settling statement was too soon. I just felt like it was too soon for him to leave. I felt like it was more work to be done, not just for Jackson State, but as he preached for the entire HBCU community, because that stuff was about to start spreading through there. Those sponsorships, those NIL deals, that stuff was about to start spreading through HBCU like a wildfire. And I feel like he just pulled out just a little too soon. But again, when you ask, is it selling out when you take the biggest opportunity that you ever have been presented? Am I selling out? And I did what I said. And my opportunity has arrived.
Right.
So I do feel like it was too soon for those reasons. I think he didn't allow. I don't think he let the ship dock. I think he got close enough to the dock and he jumped off. If the ship docks, more HBCUs get money, NIL deals, more media coverage. All this stuff was about to start spreading because Jackson State was on fire. At a certain point, Jackson State can't take no more. He got to start shoving it off to the other schools in the SWAC. Outside of the SWAC, it was just so much about to happen. I just think like he jumped off just a little too soon. And the athletes, I touch on the athletes and I let BC go. The athletes, of course, the 5 stars and stuff like that won't be left in limbo. Those guys are coming with me.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
like you said, I'm coming. I'm bringing luggage. It's gonna be Louis. I'm bringing the top of the top.
I'm bringing the top.
It's the other kids that I feel for. I feel for the other kids who not quite 5-star, who he swayed over into that situation that he's gonna have to leave behind because he's not gonna be able to take all them kids. It's those kids who's gonna be stuck in a situation. Do I transfer? Do I try to stick it out at Jackson? You stick it out at Jackson, you got to know that the camera's not gonna be there like that no more. The NIL is gonna be shortened. Barstool's not gonna be there no more. So do I just leave and I just try? I told these other coaches no already. I told them no, I'm going to play with somebody who told me that this was bigger than football. This was about a movement. This was about Black empowerment. This was about David versus Goliath, the black man versus the NCAA. And
how can you just touching on that point right there? Mm-hmm. How do you just breeze over that so easily though? I'm saying like you two. How do you just breeze over this black movement that he sold? Like, yeah, well, and then he did. Like, I don't think that should be brushed over.
BC, but
I also
go ahead, Nick.
No, I was saying I don't think that it's being breezed over, but who's to say that because he's leaving that the movement doesn't continue? It's probably not as strong with him being there. But who says that the movement still doesn't continue? You know what I'm saying? He's brought light to a lot of stuff. So now there's light already on it. Who's to say that movement doesn't continue? Maybe, like I said, maybe not as strong as it is with him back. But I think
it still sits on me that was a part of the deal, BC. But the fact that he did do exactly what he said he was going to do. He had college game day at JSU.
From a football standpoint, right? Remember he talked about giving these D1, having D1 athletes flood HBCUs. Remember that? Like, I'm gonna have, you know what I'm saying, let them know. I remember that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna flood HBCUs, and I don't think that was done.
That was the plan.
You did it to a small amount. You got some D1 athletes that could have went other. You got them to come to Jackson State, and it stopped kind of at Jackson State. Then you talked about being able to compete with the Bamas and the other teams or whatever like that. This is stuff that came out of your mouth, right? Even though that's a tall task or whatever like that, this is stuff that you said. You didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of stuff, like you said, that he left undone, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I think he kind of jumped at the first opportunity opposed to kind of waiting this thing out a little more.
And that's what bothers me.
And bring it, you know,
that's what bothers me.
You didn't even look at this, y'all. He at Jackson State. Eddie George is where? At Eddie George is somewhere.
Eddie George is at Alabama. Oh, no. That's Eddie Robinson.
Eddie George is somewhere.
Eddie George is in the SWAC though. He's in the SWAC.
Right. He got there.
He's coaching in the same conference. Yeah.
Right. Hugh Jackson, the old NFL coach, is there now. Mo Williams is there coaching the basketball team. Like, so this thing was building. He needed, in my opinion, he a grown man. He can do what he can do what he want to do. But I think it needed a little more push from Prime, man.
Yeah, it did. Prime had it. Yeah. Prime had it at an all-time high, y'all. So, like, when stuff is at an all-time high, it's a reason for it being at an all-time high. And that reason, once that reason's not around no more, guess what? That situation not gonna be the same, you know. Like Prime had the HBCU Jackson State football team on the #1 football show in America. College
We was
game
there.
day is bigger than
We was
any
there that
NFL
weekend,
sports
kid.
show.
That
And
was
that's
the
crazy.
weekend we was
So you
there.
saw the impact of that. Man, that's tough. And that's why I say it was too soon, because I think Prime could have gave those kids 2 more years. In those 2 more years, you get to see some of those athletes through. You get to make your commitment to them a real thing. So I did say I committed to you when you committed to me. So I watched you through this. I got you to year 3, 4, whatever year you're in, and I'm seeing you through. At year 3, you can go pro. If you're good enough, you can go pro. I've seen you through. But having somebody sit in my living room and preach this culture, family, and Prime, I had an argument the other day. They saying, like, how do you know Prime did that? Just Prime's tone tell you what Prime is preaching. Prime is preaching
interviews that you were able to see.
So much more that came from it. And I think my vision for Prime was not Colorado. My vision for Prime was not a Power 5 school, a top 5 school in the nation was going to come knocking if he gave it 2 or 3 more years. One of those jobs was going to open up, and that man was going to be the first candidate. And that, to me, that's an opportunity you cannot refuse.
What do y'all think about the exit speech when he advised a lot of them kids, told them kids don't go jump in that transfer portal?
He told them to jump in. He told them to jump into it.
No.
No.
He told the Jackson State kids not to.
Oh, okay.
He told Jackson State not to jump in that portal, but then he taking his and stuff out of there.
Right.
That's a selfish gesture that put me back a little bit. That's a selfish gesture. That's selfish, brother, to say that I'm out of here. But I don't want you, because if you get in the portal, you can't play in the bowl game.
Right.
So don't get in the portal, because I still need you to do some work for me. And then you have to sit the rest of this out and kind of let it play out and see how it goes. I just felt that was selfish. That's my answer.
So Shador can't play in the bowl game?
If Shador enters that portal, I don't think Shador can.
Well, no. Yeah, right. Yeah. But why do it now anyway? The bowl game is like a few weeks away. You know what I'm saying? So you could do it after the bowl game anyway.
But I think some of those kids
still play next year.
I thought it was a window,
but they want first dibs. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They trying to get in there early. See, Shador is already secured with a job in Colorado with his pops. So he don't have to jump into the portal early.
Right. Very true.
Right.
Because other positions, schools recruit by position. Once I get my guy at that position, I don't need a guy at that position. So the guys who are left in the portal at that position, they first choice school probably don't need them no more.
Right.
So you want to be available when the window open.
Yeah.
But Prime saying, no, don't do that because I need you for 2 weeks. Like,
right.
Yeah.
And that's selfish. Hey Ken, let me give you an example of another reason why this touching me the way it is. So my son is 6, right? So where I live at is on the cusp of Chicago and Evergreen Park, right? Okay. Obviously, you know what we grew up in, West Pullman, Roseland area. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
When my son started baseball a year ago, I started him at Roseland, right? Right there, 125th. You're very familiar with, you know what I'm saying?
Right there, Michigan. Yep.
Right. So I started him right there. And the program is basically not a good program, right? From the conditions of the field, from the, you know what I'm saying, the coaching and everything like that, right? So so I had him over there. I like his particular coach that he plays with. His, you know, he's T-ball right now. You know what I'm saying? So he played this year was his 2nd year. So I've been battling back and forth because me and Nick both, we coach football in Evergreen Park. You know what I'm saying? So I've been battling with myself back and forth. Do I keep my kid in Roseland and where I come from and help build this program and get this off the ground and let's bring this back into a prominent situation? Or do I say, man, fuck that, man, I'm taking mine to Evergreen Park where it's already established? So I had a lot of people, I put this on Facebook and I just talked to a lot of people about it. And I had a lot of people, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but a few people, and one or two that I really respect their opinions and things of that nature, tell me, no, we need to build where we are. That's a problem with Black people. We don't build where we are and we run to them and we run to whatever like that.
Yeah.
And kind of really sold me on that. And I've even went to some of the organizers of Roseland and asked for a meeting. And I've really like been thinking about how I can do this and do that and whatever like that. And one of the main people, some of these people that told me to build where I am, are applauding Prime's move to leave the HBCUs because he's looking out for himself. Man, you got to think about yourself, or you got. So I'm kind of torn with those type of things as well when it comes to, are we supposed to stay and build where we are, or do we go where it's already established so we can thrive? We or our children or whatever like that can thrive. What do y'all think?
So the way I feel is this. I feel like while he was there, he helped build up the program.
Correct.
I do agree with both of you all where a little bit longer, but he did build it up. You know what I'm saying? Now, was it more work to be done? Yes. So the thing is, how long did you stay? You know what I'm saying? In your situation, you have to, it's not even built yet. It's completely not even there. So I wouldn't fault you for staying there and getting it built up. But if you get to a point where your son is good and needs to go to a program that's going to help facilitate his growth better, then yes, I would applaud you leaving too, because you did everything you could to build that program up. You know what I'm saying? You can't do everything by yourself. Now, if the program builds up to a point where he can stay there and get all the things he can get, then that's fine. I think as far as Coach Prime, he did build a program up. He did build up the HBCU. Could he, like Ken said, did he jump the ship a little too fast? Yes. But he still built it up, though. Right now, we're talking about HBCUs the way we're talking about it because of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he did the job. Is the job finished? No. But he did do the job. He did build it up. I think he could step away. And like me and you talked about, B, I think he should have had people in position to help keep building it up. And maybe he does. I don't know. But if he has that in place to keep it building, then absolutely. I'm not gonna say I don't see anything wrong with him leaving, but I understand why he left.
What you think, Ken?
Yeah, that's definitely so with that. So with what you said about the people that you put your situation in front of, and they told you, hey, this is our problem. We need to stick it out. We need to build in our own situation. And then on the flip side, they applaud the problem for leaving. That's people evaluation. Those people's opinion don't matter. They don't even know what they believe. That's what I say. So if I give you an opportunity to speak on two different things and you don't, and you flopping on them, your opinion is now not valued, in my opinion, because you don't know what you believe. That's that. But I do agree with trying to stay and build it up. But my thing is, every situation is different, so we can't put every basket in the same. I mean, every egg in the same basket. But if you're making every attempt to make your situation better, and you're the only one fighting, like he said, I cannot get mad at you for taking your son and taking him to Evergreen. Yes, you made your attempt. Prime not only made an attempt, he did build up the HBCUs. It was a success. So do I not like the situation? Do I not like that he left? I don't like it because I feel like he could have done more. But to tell a 55-year-old Black man that I don't care who's bringing this offer to you, you're gonna run a program. I'm gonna 10x your pay. I'm gonna 10x your staff's pay. And for him to leave, I don't think that I'm as angry as I was when I saw breaking news. When I saw breaking news, I was pissed because it was like, oh, he lied. He deceived me. I felt deceived. Like he sat in front of my living room and told me all these things. He did not. I felt deceived. But when I thought through it and processed it, I was like, I wasn't quite deceived. So you kind of, every situation is different. You kind of gotta, if you do your part and make sure in your community is okay, even if you pulled your son from Roseland and took him to Evergreen, but you still made sure that Evergreen, you know, had a game with Roseland or had a fundraiser with Roseland. It's different ways to skin a cat. We can play over here. I'm from here though. So can we go over, can we help them in some way? You don't have to sit in misery to say you're a real one. That's always been my analogy. You don't have to sit in the misery to say you're a real one.
And then you made a good point there, Ken, just now. Who's to say that he might not schedule some games with HBCUs with his program?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You never know that. You know what I'm saying? He may do that.
So I watched the full press conference. Colorado is so backing him so hard that they put in the deal that they're reaching back and helping JSU with their own budget, with their own funds. So he's
one thing you got to figure. One thing you got to look at too, and that's great. I didn't know that what you just said.
Yeah.
That
I watched the whole press conference, the whole 45 minutes this morning.
And Nick, what you just said, that who's to say you won't schedule them games, and that brings a lot of revenue and everything like that, right? But y'all, think about this. Think about when Prime first started getting them recruits, Travis Hunter and all the people. Think about how Nick Saban, and we Alabama fan, we rock with Bama. Think about how Nick Saban them came out the woodworks and tried to sabotage that situation, right? One of the main reasons that they did that is like, oh shit, if these niggas get it together, man, and come with it, boy, we in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm Colorado, or if I'm the powers that be, man, come on over here with us. Yeah, we'll kick back a little something. Because they don't want that to build over there, y'all. They don't want that to get cracking over there, because we know.
That's my thing. If I get the number one player in high school, if I get the number one player in high school to come somewhere where the water don't work sometime, like the water don't work over here sometime, if I got the mojo to get him over here where the water don't work sometime, you might not be able to wash your ass, but you playing for Prime. And if I can get him to do that, so I said 2 or 3 more years, he can do that 2 or 3 more times. Now we're talking about JSU top 10 in the nation. Now we're talking about you have no choice but to bring the cameras because they top 10 in the nation. You have no choice but to follow us around. You have no choice but to give us the light. Because football is not football if you're not following top 10, top 25.
Yeah. And you know, just I like to liken a lot of, things to what we see in our everyday life, man. And I look at the programs that we have, or like the school programs and stuff that we have in the city of Chicago, right? And then you look at the Catholic schools, from the Mount Carmel's, Brother Rice's, St. Rita's, and all that, right? One of the main reasons that them schools thrive the way that they do is because of the alumni kicking back. You know what I'm saying? The alumni kicking that money back, the alumni doing, doing what they do, right? And the alumni not only kick back financially, they also send their kids and their grandkids and all that stuff to those schools, right? So, okay, we have all of those schools that I just named, the Brother Rice, Marist, Mount Carmel, those kinds of schools. Then we have a Leo that sits on 79th Street, right? I have friends and family that went to Leo. You know what I'm saying? Not to single nobody out, but I'm sure that they're not kicking back.
Of course.
Right? They're not kicking back to Leo. No. But then when you ask them, man, why you ain't gonna send your son? Man, hell no. Leo ain't got this. They ain't got that. They don't have it because y'all not kicking back to there where you came from. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna go where it's built already, opposed to we gotta do it. Like, the reason that those other Catholic schools are booming is because the people that walk those halls are kicking back. So the people that walk the halls,
and it's generational. Like, I sent my kids, they sent their kids. It's generational. We never stop. It's a tradition. We go to this school. When we have extras, we help this school. We don't do that, bro. We just don't.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's a
Y'all school, Julian, is the best school in the city to about coming together. I don't know how y'all do it, fundraising and all that, but when it's time to get together and represent your colors and y'all do the best at that. Outside of that, bro, we not ain't no camaraderie in alumni in Chicago, unless it's Brother Rice, Marist, Mount Carmel, those schools. That's tradition, bro. We don't respect tradition. We just roll.
But see, that's a bigger story within itself. That's a cultural thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We could talk about that in a whole other thing. That's a cultural thing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, we gotta, like, HBCUs are supposed to be ours, right? That's supposed to be us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be
that's black.
And you know, and I'm gonna tell you one thing that Jackson State opened my eyes to. People used to tell me all the time, you know what I'm saying? You hear people when they get upset about something that happens in sports that we consider racial, they say stuff like, man, we need to leave and go start our own league or go do this, do that. So I used to think that was something that was borderline impossible. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, we ain't got no arenas, we ain't got this, we ain't got that, man. You know, y'all just fish. But after going and watching that Jackson State atmosphere, right? Me and Nick paid $140 a piece for our tickets, right? We paid $140 a piece for our tickets.
That's an NFL game.
That's $60,000, $70,000. 70,000 people are able to be in that arena. So why can't we start something? If we getting $150 a ticket and 60,000 people are buying it for this one game, I started to think, my mind started to tell me, maybe we can branch off and start our own situation or this, that, and the other. But then things like this happen. Colorado come calling, man. Let me pull you away from them, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, if that's going to keep happening and we're not going to stay there where we can build and do this, that, and the other, because we're going to go for a personal, better opportunity, a personal one, then as a whole, we're never going to get there.
Somebody, like you say, somebody has to sacrifice. I feel like Crown was in the perfect situation to sacrifice. Couple more years, bro. Let's give us a couple more calendars, and it's all gonna work out for the better. Because you're gonna dominate that conference. You're gonna dominate. You're gonna win. You're going 12-0. You're going 12-0 it every year. You're gonna get the best athletes. It's pros versus Joes over there. That's why y'all winning like that. But now you just give us more of a sacrifice and say, I'm gonna sit in this situation for a little bit longer than I wanted to, because this big me, this thing is gonna be the water, y'all. Everybody's gonna be getting money. Everybody's gonna be getting kids over there. Everybody was gonna be getting top athletes in HBCUs, because it's the thing. We're in a trendy society.
You know they had got a TV deal and everything. They just got you know what I'm saying? Like, so everybody was going to be highlighted. So now, you know, and not to just put all the blame on his shoulder and put all the weight on his shoulder, because I understand that's a big load to carry. But heavy is the head that wear the crown, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's
why I was so torn, bro. I was very torn on it, because so many play into it, bro, that go both. It go either way. Because if I told you, BC, that you and Nick is doing the podcast, okay, I love what you're doing over there. You got a family, Nick got a family. So hey, I'm about to 10x your pay. I'm about to give you a better studio. I'm about to give Nick the best editing equipment. I'm about to make sure everything is solid. Everybody's getting 10x, not just you, your kids, the people that's working up under you. I'm about to 10x, not just you. I started looking at it from a standpoint of, this is not just about prime. He had assistant coaches working for trainer pay. He had assistant coaches making $30K a year. That's gym teachers make more than these guys. So I started thinking about it like, are we being selfish? Because asking him to be selfish and starve out his people for longer, I think that's kind of what drove this a little bit more. So I kind of backed off of the being pissed about it, because I started thinking about it in like grander schemes. Like, because if I told you I'm going to 10x you and 10x 10 people connected to you. These coaches are connected to them. I'm going to 10X the whole line of people. Your daughter going to come play for me. Your son going to play for me. Both of your sons are going to play for me. You're going to have creative control in the program. As a black man who struggles and fights for every opportunity that he gets, can we say no to that?
That's
Can I look in the mirror?
Is it about you or the greater good of the culture?
But again,
yeah, but you can't. Yeah, go ahead, Ken.
I go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
Nah, I was just gonna say, like, I agree with Ken on that, man. Like, that's tough, man. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to, I mean, I get it. You trying to change it from within, but who's to say he can't change it out of them?
Yeah.
Who's to say that with the money and the resources that he has at Colorado that he can't help to continue to build HBCU where he's at? Like I said, back scheduling games with HBCUs and getting these other schools to schedule games with HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say that he's not on a different tier of trying to change it, not just being inside changing it, but to come outside of it with more money, which he don't need, obviously, but with more money and resources to try to change the HBCU atmosphere on that. So that's what I'm saying. We may be prematurely talking about it.
And that's why I backed off being pissed, because I was pissed when I heard it. I backed off of that when I opened my brain a little bit and said, this could be not as big, but big enough to still allow this man to do great things in that climate, bro, in that for this culture. Because when we speak culture, we don't lose when a 55-year-old man who's been a superstar his whole life continues to be propelled forward. It's an opportunity for us, letting us know, like, no matter how great you are, you can be greater. So can't lose with that. And if this man really got love for this thing, this HBCU, this Jackson State, this SWAC, whatever it is, if he still got love for it, he can't just abandon it.
Right.
So now he got more resources to pour the love back.
Right.
While in it, you kind of stuck in it.
And okay, so I mean, I guess this is sort of a joke, but it's it's some truth. So now how we looking at this? Eddie Robinson Jr. telling him he ain't SWAC.
He's not SWAC.
I mean, he ain't SWAC. I mean, he was SWAC while he was there.
Every day.
Yeah, he was SWAC while he was there. He's part-time SWAC.
Prime, nothing about Prime was SWAC. So I don't know why he even did that whole thing. Nothing about Prime is SWAC. SWAC is muddy. SWAC is Prime been Prime for 40 years. So we know what Prime ain't SWAC. In my mind, Prime not SWAC. Because SWAC is gritty. Prime is Prime. Man, he got jewelry on, he dancing. That ain't SWAC.
You know, I think I'm just looking at, you know, again, that's why I posted today. That's a grown man. He get to make what decisions he want to make and to better his environment, his family, his life, whatever like that. But it just seems that when we take a few steps forward, we always end up taking a few steps back, man. And it just seems like that's the story of our culture and of our, you know what I'm saying, of our race and stuff like that. And that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, fellas.
I just think like we all think, so our culture has been adapted to this forever, bro. You're not good until they say you're good. So we say you're good. You over there 12-0, you killing shit. You got everything, you on fire. The only thing you missing is probably some resources over there. But when they say you good, in our culture, that's when you're really good. You're really good when they come say, we got 5 M's for you. Or we got this for you. That's when you good. Oh, he good.
So why?
In all actuality, you've been good.
So why did we get upset, right? Okay, so we applauding Prime for putting himself in a better situation, right? Protecting his bag, right? Protecting his bag or getting the bag, protecting his brand, and like I say, putting himself in a better situation, right? We applaud. We applaud that.
Nick is applaud.
No,
I wouldn't say me and Nick is applaud.
No, I'm not applauding.
Other people are applauding. I would think me and Nick are saying, we understand. We understand. Like we ain't clapping for it.
So
we understand.
So why didn't people understand when Charles Barkley and Shaq and them didn't come to Kyrie's defense because they want to protect their bag. They want to. I'm not finna jag my career and my whatever to join you or whatever like that. I gotta protect me and mine. But they're coons. And they this and they that for protecting their bag and their brand.
We can talk about this all day long because we jumping into other stuff.
BC,
because go ahead, Ken.
That comes, BC, when you have an option to say nothing.
Right.
No comment is always an option.
Exactly.
Even when you talk for a living. No comment is always an option.
Yeah.
I don't have a stance on this. Don't bring that to me.
Exactly.
These shows go in production before the show happens. You know this question is coming. It's not a trick question.
Right.
So you prepared that to say about your brother, that you called your brother before. You prepared that statement. No comment is always an option, bro. No comment. I don't got shit to say about that.
Right. You can't force me to talk. You can't force me to have an opinion on anything.
You cannot.
You know what I'm saying?
You cannot.
You know, regardless if you put the camera in front of my face or not.
It's my shot. I'm gonna be quiet until they move the camera. So like, I don't have to protect my bag by talking down on somebody. That's what they really felt. They really believed that stuff they were saying out their mouth. So that's why they get the flack they get. Because no comment is always an option, bro. Even if I think my brother wrong, I just met Nick today, 25 minutes ago. If somebody said something about Nick, and it could be right, I ain't confirmed. I don't know about no comment. Talk about something else. Move along.
Right.
But when you choose to use your words to fire at your brother, then you better be ready to defend against the whole community.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this obviously wasn't a meeting to bash Prime, because I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I'm disappointed because I was excited. I was in the movement. I was, you know what I'm saying, whatever like that. I'm one of the ones that probably still gonna support the HBCU because my eyes was opened up to, you know what I'm saying, this whole thing. And Ken, man, go down there, even if it ain't Jackson State. Go to one of these, man. We were amazed at this atmosphere of all Black people, mostly bands, football. Like, that was a great experience. So that's one reason that I'm going to continue to support HBCUs. I'm hoping that it don't fall by the wayside. I'm hoping that it can continue. But to be totally honest, I'm not that optimistic.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Yep.
Hey, but look, Ken, I'm gonna say this to you on air. Me and B, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put him on the spot. Jackson State homecoming next year. We going. Ken,
let's do it. I'm with it. I'm a traveler.
You gotta come.
I'm a traveler, bro.
That's gonna be a great episode of last year. We went this year, and then we go next year.
Yep.
See how everything, if it's changed for the better, if it changed for the worse, and get the whole atmosphere of the homecoming situation.
Yep. And then you can bring the whole situation full circle and say, hey, this ain't the same, or hey, this is the same. Right. Or have it turn out and go full circle. And I'm super interested in going down there and have that experience. Absolutely. So y'all let me know time and dates, and I'm down, bro. We're doing it for sure.
So Ken, man,
I want to finish with the answer the question, B. I want you to answer the question. If I told you that I was about to 10X you, 7 of your homeboys, and give you the best podcast equipment, the best facility to shoot your stuff in, how hard was it for you to say no, bro? Not only am I 10Xing you, I'm 10Xing the camp. I'm 10Xing the camp.
That's very hard, but then I'm looking at that's very hard. But like I said,
it ain't hard for me.
That's hard. That's hard because it depends on what you're leaving behind. It depends on what you're leaving behind, though. You have to factor in what you're leaving behind.
That's true.
You leave behind the basement.
But it's gonna stay.
It's gonna stay a mansion.
But it's gonna stay the basement then.
And not only, nigga, a mansion. I'm not the only one in the mansion, because these coaches are going to like mid six-figure salaries, $300 and $400 a year. It was $1 grand a year. I've changed my friends and family's lives. I've done that. So he can be looked at as selfish within his own camp and say, we're going to stick and stay in the mud because now I got to deal with these attitudes for 2 years. Man, we had an opportunity to get $400,000 a piece. Prime got us in JSU in the fucking mud with no years. Or he can say, hey, y'all right. Let's do it. It's our time.
And in most cases,
we coach high school, we coach JSU.
In most cases, I'm 100% with you. But I think this is a special case, and it's a different case due to where he is and due to it being
I feel like I wanted him to sacrifice me.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
I feel like I wanted him to sacrifice for the betterment of the culture. I feel like he was in position to do so. But
well, me too.
On the other hand, bro.
Right.
When I ask myself those questions, I can't blame it. So it's so hard to put a finger on what's right and what's wrong. So this debate gonna go on forever.
Yeah.
I just hope you don't get fired in 2 years. Like, that's what I hope.
Right. I know, right? Yeah. I know, right? Yeah.
So, Ken, man, we want to thank you for coming on. We want to thank you for coming on, man. Thank you for you know what I'm saying, sharing your thoughts on it, man. We got to get you on another episode, man.
For sure,
so we
for sure. But I love what you guys doing, man. Sure.
Yeah, so we could.
I love sports talk. I love brotherhood. That's what I'm for, bro. I appreciate you guys for having me on. For sure, I appreciate it.
So we're going to get you back on, man. For everybody out there, we on YouTube, we on Facebook, we on Instagram, we on TikTok, we on Spotify, we on all that, man. Check us out, man. Subscribe to the pages, share the pages, man. We even to the point, man, this past week, we unveiled our Bringing the Business gift, man. I'm surprised I ain't got my hats and my hoodies and t-shirts and stuff on. So we always place the link on there where you can go on and order you some gear and stuff like that, man. So just want to thank everybody for chiming in. And like you said, we're gonna revisit this whole Prime thing again and see how it's turning out. Nick, you got something before we go out?
Yes, sir. Nah, man, you said coming on zooms out, man. So I do it by myself, or how we gonna do it? But it worked out perfect, man. So great episode. So
good, fellas, man. Again, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all again. Like, you all have my support for sure, bro. Like, now I'm about to jump on and listen to some previous episodes, and just hear you guys, man. It's good what y'all doing. I appreciate y'all. Y'all keep going for sure. Y'all got my likes, y'all got my shares, y'all got my comments from this day forward. I vow that. Sure.
Appreciate it. All right, man. Another episode, man. Bringing the business, baby.
All right, my man.